Yeah, as a Q grader, when we grade a coffee, we actually grade the coffee at 3 different temperatures. We grade it at 93 degrees, and then after it's dropped about 10, and then after it's dropped another 10. So we're grading it at 3 different temperatures. And actually, the third grade, the third temperature, is where we're really able to assess its body and the acidity. And so I think that's also really interesting, that you wait a little bit of time before you assess body and acidity. So those tend to increase as the coffee cools.
Yeah, so when you're grading a coffee, are you also thinking about sourness and sweetness?
Yeah, so sourness is a simpler way of saying acidity, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so acidity and sourness. Sour, the reason why we avoid that term is because it comes off as negative, right? I don't want it sour and I don't want it bitter.
Right.
But yeah, what we're wanting is the sweetness, like you're talking about. But coffees without any acidity is really flat. If you've ever had a coffee with zero acidity, it tends to be pretty flat. It's missing something, right? So I think acidity and body go together too. Like it kind of fills, the flavor fills the cup in a sense. And so what you want though is a balance of acidity with sweetness. So you're not just getting a sour experience, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about this coffee? How sweet is it?
I mean, to me, this is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice balance of acidity, right?
Yeah.
And sweetness. There is acidity here, but it's not acidic.
Yeah.
Even those two different words, acidic versus acidity. Acidic is a negative experience of acidity, but acidity itself is in everything. It's in your grapefruit, it's in your orange, it's in a salad, you know, if you have some vinegar or something that makes it bright. But you don't want it to be acidic or sour per se, right?
So if it gets, when it gets acidic, does it get too bitter as well, or is that just a different flavor altogether, bitterness?
Yeah, I sometimes think when people are saying acidic and bitter, they mean the same thing. It's just something in their stomach doesn't agree with the coffee or whatever it is that they're eating. Yeah, and I do think often what's causing our stomach discomfort is a dark roast, actually. It's hard on the stomach because it's carcinogenic. You've got carbon in there. You've gone beyond the fruit into some sort of a roast caramelization or even beyond that. Dry distillation. It's not the same thing as when it was light roasted. Light roasted coffees have more of the coffee itself in the flavor.
The fruitiness.
So, yeah, the fruitiness. And so that's actually, I think it's easier on the stomach. Try drinking specialty coffee that's light roasted for a month, and I'll bet you your stomach problems will go away. I don't have stomach problems with coffee anymore. I only have stomach problems with coffee if I start drinking dark roasted coffee again, or coffee that's been sitting on a burner for a long time.
I brought some coffee beans from Starbucks.
Yeah, this is coffee from Starbucks, and I used to work on coffee plantations in Indonesia, and I've seen coffee that was being sold to Starbucks. And usually it's lower quality coffee that we would have actually thrown away is what's being sold to Starbucks. And the way Starbucks is actually able to save that coffee that would have been thrown away is they're dark roasting it. They're hiding a lot of the defects through the roast. If you look at the coffee that I roasted here at Rosebud, this is our passion fruit co-ferment. Look at the difference between the two. And you can see, go back to the Starbucks one, you can see a lot of the oils. You go a little darker and the oils actually start to come off of the coffee. This is definitely a second crack coffee. The coffee over here, the Colombia coffee, this is the first crack coffee. This is dropped like maybe 30 seconds after first crack.
When you're grading a coffee, what are you tasting?
If it's a below 80 coffee, usually there's more of I'm tasting more earthiness. It tends to almost taste like dirt, or it could taste more like leather or wood. It's a flavor profile that's maybe not It's drinkable. I'm not going to get sick from drinking it, but I'm not enjoying it as much. Or it's just bland. It's boring. All I'm getting is chocolate. That's it. But it's a light chocolate. Yeah, it's lacking in complexity. It's lacking in anything of interest. Yeah, below 80.
Okay, and then what kind of coffee typically, like grocery store coffee, most diner coffees are going to be
And the 70 to 80.
between the 70 and 80?
Yeah, maybe 70 or 80. Yeah.
Do you think below 70?
Yeah, below 70 you might get in like a Nescafe or any of those like instant coffees. You know, maybe even really dark coffee could also be below 70.
Like Starbucks?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. And then what about like if it's above 80, then that's going to be a specialty coffee.
Yep. Yeah, above 80. And then like this coffee, the one that we were just trying, the Columbia co-ferment, this is 88. And it's exceptional. It's hard to find a coffee that's available on the market that's anywhere between 80, 86, 87, all the way up to in the 90s. They're hard to get. There's a lot of competition for them. They're more expensive, and they're in smaller quantity. This is usually a small lot, meaning there wasn't a lot produced. But when the farmer produced this coffee, he produced it with excellence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really used all of the right methods to bring out this coffee.
And what about a geisha coffee? Would that be usually rated higher?
Yeah, geishas tend to be in the 90s, or low 90s, but 90s.
Yeah.
And not every geisha coffee is good. By the way, geisha could be confused with Japan. It's nothing to do with Japan. It's geisha in Ethiopia. It's a village in Ethiopia. So that's also important to note that it's geisha from Ethiopia. And they brought the geisha varietal from Ethiopia, and it's been planted in different places in South and Central America. So a lot of the geishas that we find today are actually not from Ethiopia directly, but they're a varietal that was brought over to South and Central America. And so, yeah, and they can the prices can range depending on the quality, depending on the score. But geishas tend to be very floral. You'll get more jasmine, rose, vanilla will really come through. They're more fragrant. They're more delicate coffee. You have to be careful on how you roast them and then how you brew them. And yeah, they're usually not cheap. You know, they can go for hundreds of dollars per pound. So yeah, like this coffee here goes for $30 for 6 ounces. And like Ali, you tried it hot and you tried it iced. It's just amazing. And it's a way to woo your guests. Yeah, it's the coffee that you want to make on a special morning, I think. Yeah.
And thanks again. Like and subscribe.
Thanks.